An explorer named Elijah walked across the burning Egyptian desert, with hope in his eyes and greed in his heart, because he believed the old stories that said a hidden room under the Great Pyramid held more gold than any king had ever seen. But the moment he reached a lonely dune, the sand began to shake like the ground itself was breathing, and a tall, thin shape pushed its way up from the earth until an ancient Egyptian mummy stood in front of him, its bandages flapping in the hot wind like broken wings, and its empty eyes glowing with a dull red light that seemed to look straight through his soul. And before Elijah could speak, the mummy raised its dry hand and pointed at a row of stone statues half buried in the sand, and in seconds those statues cracked, moved, and opened their stone eyes as if they had slept for thousands of years and were finally waking up, because the mummy carried a curse that allowed it to bring all still statues to life. And now Elijah watched in shock as giant stone guards stepped forward, dragging heavy feet through the sand with deep rumbling sounds that made his chest shake, and he knew he had only seconds before the mummy ordered them to crush him. Elijah ran toward the pyramid, slipping on the sand, hearing the booming steps behind him as the stone guards chased him, and he jumped through a narrow opening in the pyramid wall, falling into darkness. But the moment he hit the cold floor, he saw a faint glow on the wall, a strange drawing that showed a path through the pyramid, a map made of symbols, arrows, and shapes that looked like they were moving in the light of his torch. And he realized this was not an ordinary map, but a guide left by the ancient builders who knew the mummy might one day return. And the map showed a secret way to defeat the cursed creature forever. With the sound of cracking stone behind him, he followed the glowing symbols deeper into the pyramid, through narrow halls covered in sand, past rooms full of strange carvings that looked like they were watching him, and at the heart of the pyramid he found a round stone door with circles and lines arranged like a puzzle, and he understood he had to solve it fast or the mummy would reach him. He twisted the circles until the symbols matched the pattern he saw on the glowing map, and with a loud grinding sound the door opened, revealing a small room with a golden bowl sitting on a stone pedestal, and inside the bowl was a black powder that looked like cold ash, and words scratched into the wall said this powder was made from the ground bones of the first royal sculptor, the only man the mummy had ever feared, because the sculptor was the one who created the statues the mummy now controlled, and the powder had the power to break the curse forever. Before Elijah could take the bowl, the mummy appeared in the doorway with the stone guards behind it, squeezing into the room with slow, terrifying steps, and it reached out its long, dried hand toward him. But Elijah grabbed the bowl, threw the powder into the air, and the black dust spread like smoke, touching the mummy's bandages and sinking into them like water into cloth. And the moment it did, the mummy froze in place, its glowing eyes fading, its body turning stiff like a statue. And then with a loud crack, its chest split apart and sand poured out as its ancient form crumbled to dust. The stone guards collapsed behind it, turning back into silent statues, and the deep pyramid fell quiet again, leaving only Elijah breathing hard in the small room. He looked at the empty bowl, then at the pile of dust where the mummy once stood, and felt the strange mix of fear and